So I watched Spite's sort of jilted lover tantrum about the Pan America called Betrayed. And it wasn't too bad, but it got really rich at the end when Spite says he's worried about the American worker. And I had to think, I was like, doesn't Spite have nothing but overseas merch? And I hadn't been on his store site in, gosh, over a year. And it gets funnier. Not only is it all obviously produced overseas, which is fine, that's his prerogative, but the total lack of creativity, because Spike got so mad at Harley Davidson the other day, and he's like, if Harley could just make just one, and then he's got his hand all shaken from Adderall and Ozempic and rejection from Yami. And then, like, I mean, he's a very smart guy, good editor, or, you know, he is what he is. He's a nice guy, it seems, sort of. He gets very defensive. He is a decent editor. Of course, my father-in-law literally wrote a book on Final Cut Pro that you can buy like in a brick and mortar store. But Spite knows a lot more about editing than I do, which is easy because I know nothing. But at least in a Socratic way, I know that I don't know, you know. So Spite gets so upset and so demanding, and just one bike under $10,000, Harley Davidson. Well, Spite, the whole idea of Hardwire is if you're looking for that kind of price point, you're supposed to go buy a used Dyna and fix it up. And since Spite is so good at fixing stuff up and so into DIY, I actually think that Spite enjoys, and this is not a criticism, I think Spite enjoys working on bikes way more than riding bikes. When he's riding bikes, I think there's a voice in the back of his head that's his mom going, oh, Spite, you shouldn't ride motorcycles, they're pretty dangerous. And he gets a little bit of a thrill of the look ma, no hands, not nearly like Yami Noob, that's a clear suicide baiter case, where it's like, look at me, I'm going to die on my motorcycle, look at me. It's so pathetic. See, one of the main differences, of the many vast differences between Spite and Yami and I, is that at the end of the day, my mom thinks it's a good idea I ride a motorcycle. So there's no rebellion, there's no midlife crisis, you know, whereas they're like kind of these like, oh, we're angry nerds and we're gonna prove something to older primates and to our moms. But yeah, man, Spite, you know, instead of just bucking up and buying a Dyna or used Pan America like he wants, it's so funny, I saw one of his videos, just one of the podcasts with him and the kid that could actually ride from Colorado, and Spite's like, yeah, I want that Ducati Hyper Motard, or, you know, the Mono, the 698, which is a totally cool bike. But the kid from Colorado that could actually ride out of the whole group, what was his name, Josh or something, he just starts like laughing out loud at Spite, like, but you hated that KTM, which he just bought another version of. But like, it's so funny, Spite's like, if I buy a skinny bike and take enough Ozempic, then I'm gonna be an MX bro. It's like, Spite, just get the Dyna, ride the Harley. You know that's what you wanna do. So Spite bitches and moans, this is my point, I'm getting to it. What really caught my attention is that, well, there's a couple things. It's so rich, that's what I'm saying. He demands just one bike under $10,000. Spite, here's the challenge back. How about just one original idea? Just one original idea. You know, his parents sent him to fucking study film or whatever the fuck he wants. Gets this super candy ass ride through life. Gets to study whatever he wants, do whatever he wants, run a YouTube channel that makes basically no money. So he has all day to dream up shit and be creative. He can't come up with one idea. Not one idea. Not one idea. This is B-level Photoshop for, like, I mean, as if, like, you know, in high school, we give this a B. We give this a B. His eagle, the screaming seagull. All he can do is parody the screaming seagull. Not one original idea, and it's such a self-owned because he doesn't even know how awesome and gnarly seagulls really are. I don't know if I should start a whole nother video on that, but oh my god, there's even a King of the Hill episode where Boomhauer goes and surfs Corpus Christi style. Dude, there were some really legit surfers in San Diego that were from Corpus Christi. They were just super rich kids from Texas. And they came out to ride San Diego after doing Corpus Christi. You can totally go Corpus Christi. Oh yeah, so maybe I'll include it in this video or chop this part off for YouTube. But Screaming Seagull, it's such a self-own that he even thinks the seagull is lame. And he goes, oh, it wasn't even supposed to be lame. No, it's Spite trying to be cute. It's Spite, the beta male, trying to show that he's alpha. I'm not as scared of Harley. I fucked up. I bent the knee to all of CFMoto, and not just metaphorically, but, you know, like with my own glitter. But Harley, I'm gonna show Harley that I'm a big boy and that I know best and that I can't be tricked because I'm clever Spite. And this is my one creative idea, Screaming Seagull. Bro, I used to date a nurse who worked at SeaWorld. That was her whole job, because she couldn't get hired at Scripps and didn't want to go work at some shithole hospital. So she worked at SeaWorld as a nurse. And basically all she did was fix people's fingers, because they would be out there with their french fries and seagulls would fuck them up all day long. So it's such a self-own that, like, Spite's just like obviously showing he's never even been to the beach when his dumbass could get in his van and fucking drive there. Oh my god, dude, show off that new Ozempic bod on the beach, bro. Come on. Could you get just one creative idea, please, Spite? After all that college for art and shit, you can't come up with one idea? Dude, you could be working at Harley Davidson now if you hadn't been such a smug fucking, oh my god, most petulant. I mean, Yam Noob is 1,000 times worse, but it's like they're both dumbasses. That's the problem. But Spite, there's hope for. Spite, there's a way through, you know. Yam has already quit motorcycling. He just hasn't figured out a way to ruin it for the rest of us yet. So he's going to stick around and stink it up